If you've been following this channel, you know that I've been experimenting with film recipes for the Canon G12, Canon G1X, and Olympus EP3. Today I'm introducing your next favorite compact EDC camera, everyday carry camera, the Lumix GX1. Da, 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 da. If you are watching this video, you've probably seen dozens of reviews of the Lumix GX1. This channel is dedicated to doing weird experiments to mimic the film look on digital cameras, so please bear with me as the photo samples in this video are not the original settings of the Lumix GX1. They are straight out of the Lumix GX1's JPEGs, but with a little tweaking on the settings in the camera. We often call them Filmlook recipes, which might not really resemble the actual film look, but hey, I did my best anyway. This time, I transferred my Kodak Vision3 500T recipe from the Canon G12 and G1X to this Lumix GX1. You are probably aware that Kodak Vision3 500T is a tungsten film, essentially CineStill 800T. So what CineStill did was to remove the ramjet from Kodak Vision3 500T and then repackage it, selling it as CineStill 800T. I'll include the Kodak Vision3 500T recipe in this video, so feel free to jump straight to the recipe if you want to try it out. I'll show you some samples while talking about why I like this camera along the way. After experimenting with Canon and Olympus cameras, I wondered about the differences we get from other camera brands in terms of settings that we can tweak to experiment with Filmlook recipes. I've always wanted to try Lumix cameras, so what I did was I sold my Canon G1X, though shooting at close distances with that camera was a pain in the ass, but I love it. I would still recommend it for sure, but the settings in the G1X and the G12 are almost exactly the same. So I decided to keep my old buddy G12 and sold the G1X. You might know that I always want to keep my budget tight, so I started to do my research on what kind of Lumix cameras are still within my budget without sacrificing the quality. After considering the pros and cons of different budget Lumix cameras, this Lumix GX1 became my choice. You are probably familiar with the GX series, part of the Lumix G line cameras. So you have the DMC-G SLR style mirrorless cameras from the mid-range to the high-end category. And then you have the DMC-GH, which is video-oriented high-end SLR style mirrorless line. Then you have the DMC-GF, the lower-end rangefinder style mirrorless cameras without the viewfinder or hot shoe. And then you have the DMC-GX, which is the rangefinder style mirrorless cameras in the mid and lower range. I was lucky to grab this GX1 for $160, body only, almost brand new. It was old stock kept in a dry cabinet. It has only around 30 shutter count. I've been experimenting with this camera for about 2 months now, and I think this will be my favorite compact interchangeable lens camera. This camera is obviously smaller than my Olympus EP3. As far as build quality goes, this Lumix GX1 is really solid, but I have to say that my EP3 feels more premium than this GX1. But remember, this GX series is supposed to be more premium than the GF series. I would say that this GX1 might be your next favorite EDC everyday carry camera, especially if you have a budget to throw in the mighty tiny Panasonic 14mm f2.5 pancake lens with this camera. Or you might also consider its bigger brother, the 20mm f1.7, but personally I would go for the 14mm just for the sake of a smaller lens size. This camera has a 16 megapixel resolution, 4.0 frame per second continuous shooting, and reputable fast autofocus. It also is equipped with a touchscreen LCD, built-in flash, and full HD video recording. Though the quality is okay, I wouldn't use this camera for video recording. From my experience, for a person like me who likes to turn my camera on and off while shooting, the battery life can last about a week. I mean, compared to my Canon the G1X, the battery life is way much longer. Of course, you have some cons that you have to deal with. You have no viewfinder here. You can buy the LVF2 and attach it at the top if you want, but that thing costs almost the same as the camera nowadays. I don't think I need a viewfinder on this camera, as I just want to use this as my everyday carry, capturing everyday moments, and I want to keep it compact and sleek. Some other cons are that you don't have built-in image stabilization, the screen is fixed, and this camera is of course not weather sealed, so you want to be careful with that. Without further ado, here is my Kodak Vision3 500T recipe for this Lumix GX1. The recipe should also work on any Lumix cameras that have the same option setting. First, you need to set the white balance, WB, to tungsten or incandescent, and set the point to the top left corner, or you can say G for green +9 and A for amber +9. Then you go to the menu, photo style, and set it to portrait. Following these settings: contrast +2, sharpness +1, saturation +1, noise reduction or NR -2. And you can always adjust the dynamic range as you like. For me, I will set it as off for now. Regarding the ISO, I think it depends on what kind of light situation you are in. If you are shooting at night, which I think this recipe would work well for, you want to bump it up to 800 or 1600. The recipe should also work well in the rainy season and probably in winter, so you might want to try it out then. As you can see, I shoot these photos after the rain in the evening. Yeah, I think that's it. If you want more top secret hacks and tricks to transform your ancient cameras into Hollywood superstars, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to join me on this photographic roller coaster. Until next time, keep snapping and keep it budget tight. Au revoir.